Hey everybody, I'm not Shane.
I'm not Shane either.
All right, with PDQ.com.
Yes, we are with PDQ.com.
All right, so here we're going to talk about file systems and how you might distribute them.
Yeah, something to that effect. Mostly, we just want to make life easy on your WAN and your network and, well, you. So we're going to take you through, basically setting up DFS, a little troubleshooting maybe.
We're off to a bad start when this file shares.
I'm telling you right now, the troubleshooting part may be the biggest part of this today.
All right.
So let's jump in. All right, so right out the gate, if you're going to do DFS, guys, get your basic server installed. If not, and you're watching this later, pause this. But once you get that, you need to go to the server manager. And we're just going to jump in and kind of just roll with this. So we are going to go and add roles and features. Now, we've got Site 1, Site 2, and then we've got a server called ABBA. Apparently, somebody hates me because I don't
we all do.
Well, okay, I don't like ABBA. But anyway, so you'll notice as we roll through this, I'm very good at not reading because I just don't like to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, no one likes to read because nobody here, watching or live, is a nerd.
That's a good point. Yeah. All right, so we do need to get to the role-based feature installation. You're going to give it a next. Working that finger out. Site 1, obviously, and we're going to do this on each of the sites just because they're a little bit different. And we hit next. And to add DFS, you need to go to File and Storage, and then under that, you're going to find Namespaces and Replication. We need both of those. Now, as soon as I click on this, it's going to, yep, those are some prereqs that we need. So take those features, make sure you get Replication. And this is Site 1, and this is the main site, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the head honcho.
The head honcho?
The head honcho.
El honcho?
El honcho.
El
yeah.
honcho, okay. So El honcho. Again, some more reading. If you wanted to add more features, we're just doing DFS, so we're going to click past that. Okay, this part I will read.
Okay.
Because it's just confirming what I probably should have read in the first place, right? But it's, I'm installing namespaces and replication here.
If you lack confidence like Lex does, go ahead and read, make sure you install what you
Is
want.
it that obvious?
Yep.
Okay, shoulders up.
Have you tried just installing the right thing?
No, never. All right, I'm going to hit install. All right, that is going to take a minute to install. We are going to jump over in our teleporter machine over to, I don't know, our other site is in California or Arizona or somewhere than here.
You choose the location.
We
the
are
first
there
one's in
now.
Utah, though.
So here we are going to go again to the server manager, and we're going to go add those roles and features once again. I just got to point this out. I'm not reading.
Yeah, not reading.
Absolutely
Nothing's changing.
Okay, role-based feature again. Now the difference on this one, obviously, we're doing Site 2, and again, we're going to go to File and Storage, expand that. Now we only need to add DFS replication here. Reason being, we really don't need to control namespaces from here if we don't want to.
Yeah, that's what we got El Honcho for.
That's, yes, El Honcho. How about Le Honcho?
Le Honcho.
Le Honcho?
All right.
All right.
Whatever prequel we could use for the Japanese origin word.
I thought it was French.
No?
Okay. Was it Le French?
Le French, yep.
All right, Le French. Okay, hit next, again, hit next, and then once again, confirming what you're doing. That's probably a good spot to read. All right. Again, we're just doing DFS replication, any tools that go with that. Install. This, again, it's going to put the roles and permissions on there to make sure that this happens. Now, while this is installing, a couple different options. You can go out and let, when you're setting up DFS, set up folders. Personally, I like setting up folders in advance of actually doing it so I can pick them. So while we're doing that, we're going to jump on to Site 1, which surprisingly is already done.
All right.
We are going to go add a folder that we're going to replicate. And just for the sake of this, we're going to put it on the C drive. And we're going to do a new folder. And I'm going to name it, I don't know, I had some bacon for breakfast today.
That is a great name.
Bacon.
Strong.
Cholesterol filled. All right, now with that, this folder needs to be shared. So obviously we're going to go to Properties. Okay, sharing. We're going to share this. Now, there's some debate on the right way to do this. I am not going to tell you that what I'm doing right now is the right way to do this. I just said everybody has read-write access to the folder bacon. Everybody needs bacon,
First,
right?
everyone loves bacon. Second of all, if you're stronger than your security admin and can take him in a fight, you can set whatever permissions you want.
That is a good point. Although I think Alex has a taser, so maybe after this we'll just delete it.
We'll go ahead and remove this
But-
to keep us safe from Alex.
For the sake of the webcast today, we're just going to make this super easy on us.
Yeah,
all right, but by all means, security guys, just remember when you're setting this up, you need to make sure that whatever background credentials you're using for deploying inventory have read-write access to these folders.
Yep.
Anything you want to add to that?
No, it looks good to me.
Okay,
And Alex isn't here to say we can't, so.
I think we locked the door.
All right.
Okay. Bacon, there's our site shared done. Now, because I'm so good at doing this, I always like to check to make sure I did it right. Once again, properties, I'm just going to go jump over to security. Everyone has every access they possibly could want.
All right.
I'm looking at Colby, his eyebrows went up.
All right.
Does that just make you feel bad, knowing I gave everyone access to that folder?
Yes, you should be ashamed. That is terrible.
So later in the example, the document put in is going to contain Colby's social.
And his password in plain text.
That's right.
Okay. All right, now.
Just the last 9 digits of the social.
Just the last night. Okay. So that being said, guys, just because of this, we previously set this bacon folder up on each of the other servers. Now, you can, if you want, rename.
Yeah.
You'd have different names.
They don't have to have the same name, but it seems to me that if you're using a bunch of different names, you're just asking for some sort of 3 a.m. phone call saying
Little confusion there.
the stuff's not replicated.
So, maybe we call it Site 1 Bacon, Site 2 Bacon. Or
Yeah, we keep it the same just for,
But if
for ease, but it's
we're
not
making
necessary.
breakfast, though.
Yeah.
It's
Eggs.
bacon, eggs, and hash browns. Okay. So, bacon's on all of these. They're all shared with the same permissions that I should be ashamed of. But I did it so that this will be an easy webcast.
If I could feel shame.
If you could feel shame. Now, that being said, we have a third, and I just found out this morning, there's a way to do this without reading that's a lot better than what we just did.
You spend all your time talking about how you don't like reading, but you let the words show up in the first place.
That is true.
And so what you can use is PowerShell,
Okay.
because it compels me.
PowerShell, the power of the shell compels you.
You just install Windows feature, and then I'm going to read. I'm going to guess it.
You're going to guess it?
I
I'm just gonna
have it written
squint.
down, but I believe in me.
The power of positive thinking. Wow. How's that
And
working?
we're going
for
to
you?
include the sub features, which is the tools that we saw the first time.
Okay, so you just picked DFS replication here, right? 'Cause we
Yeah.
do not need namespaces.
Yeah, there is the namespace is basically the same name, just replace replication with namespace. You could separate that with a comma, and then you can install both at once. And there you go. And no reading, no confirmation. You just trust PowerShell to do its work, and of course it does because PowerShell's awesome.
PowerShell just does it right. I don't have to do any extra clicks or anything.
That's what we're hoping. Yeah, that's the theory that we haven't tested.
Well, testing live, that's what I like to do. All right, that being said, while that's finishing the install, we're going to jump back to Site 1 and let's jump into setting up DFS replication.
Sweet.
Or
Got a
take a
question?
question. Questions are good.
Dear Lex and Jordan, basic question here. What is DFS and what does it do for me? Sincerely, Andrew S.
So basically, if you have multiple locations that aren't connected through your network, this allows you to set up a file share where you can still, everyone has access to the same data.
I will just say one thing. You do have to have a network connection between them.
Yeah, it's network connection. But
Here's the thing. Let's say you've got a 200 meg connection between Site 1 and Site 2 and a 10 meg connection between Site 3. What this is going to allow you to do is when you deploy, when you download, say, 7-zip, it's going to copy just once across the WAN to each of these sites, and then we'll show you how to set up PDQ deploy and inventory so it actually deploys from that local copy at each of those sites.
yeah.
What he said.
Yeah, so not lack of connection, but not a strong connection.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to jump back here. Site 1, we're going to go to DFS management. We're going to open that up. That's the new thing that got loaded up. There it is
And now we know the install worked.
on Site 1.
On Site 1, yeah.
On Site 1, okay. So first thing, you need a namespace. What's the namespace for, basically?
It's just so basically everyone has the same UPN that they can connect to.
Yeah, nice UNC path.
UNC, my goodness.
It's okay,
My goodness.
man.
I've had a bit of
A little bit of fun
Japanese
already?
whiskey.
Okay. So we're going to put the server, we're going to start this on Site 1. Okay, and if you're like me, you need all the confirmation you can get for your typing. So Site 1, we're going to give it a next. Okay. Name for the namespace. Well, I do believe we're going to name this Breakfast.
Breakfast, yeah.
Did I spell that right?
We're not saying that you can only have bacon for breakfast. It's just we
No,
did.
and it's delightful.
And we can only type out things that we've recently done.
We're going to give this a next. Okay. Now, you got a couple of options here. Domain-based, standalone-based. Standalone-based, a little beyond the scope of what we're trying to do here. So we're going to roll with domain-based because it's going to allow Active Directory to control, the permissions and that, although we did set it up for everyone. But all right, that being said, we're going to give that a next. Again, this is probably the reading part you want to do.
Well, luckily for you, I don't know the PowerShell to do this automatically off the top of my head, so I can't
Otherwise,
ridicule
you just ridicule me. Okay, the big thing here, if you type like me, make sure you spell it right, because if you don't, you got to delete it and do it again. So, okay, we're going to create the namespace.
That's quick.
That was
All done.
Yeah, very quick. So now we have a namespace. There it is. Bing. We now need to work on a replication group. Before we do that, do we want another question, or should I?
Nope.
All right, replication group. So again, I can right click or I can go over here, new replication group. Okay. Multi-purpose replication group. Basically,
Yeah, why limit yourself when you don't have to?
there you go. All right. Give it a next. Name the replication group. Well, breakfast. When I think of breakfast, I think of the Grand Slam.
So, yeah, baseball, breakfast.
Yeah, that's it. Baseball. Grand Slam breakfast.
Nothing about Denny's, no.
Not at all.
No.
Description. At a good price. All right. And the domain is...
We've moved on from Mentos. We're on to Denny's. Denny's, give us money.
Denny's, give us breakfast. Okay. There's your domain. Give it a next. Okay, now we need to add the servers that are going to be in here. Now we've set up 3 servers. We're going to show you how to set up 2 originally, and then, oh yeah, we picked up another site. We'll add it after the fact because a lot of people are asking questions about that. So first of all, if you can type the names properly, we're going to start with site 1. There it is. Okay. Then we're going to add site 2.
And now our servers are out of sight. That didn't land.
Wow, that was... The next one's
That's
called
right.
ABBA. Okay, you'll notice this is kind of twirling here. It's going to do that because it needs to go contact site 2 and say, hey, you got the stuff there that's going to make it so we can, do the DFS. So it's going to take a second.
Right.
It will pop in there. I personally like to have either a big drink of coffee or a drink of...
And isn't it just the way of things go? Once you want to drink, it finishes.
There we go. So we got our 2 sites. Give that a next. Okay, full mesh or no topology. Or hub and spoke. Hub and spoke's grayed out. We're going to do a full mesh, so anything I put out on site 1 will replicate site 2. Anything I put on site 2 will replicate site 1.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
I think you're always going to want to do full mesh. I mean, hub and spoke is just something I've never been in a situation where I've had to use it, but I've
Right.
always had decent connections as well. But
Yeah, good point. We'll give that a next. Okay, speaking of decent connections, this is the point where you can say how much bandwidth you're going to use and schedule replication. Again, you can do this after the fact. Right now, we're going to say we're going full throttle all the time, like
So
the way I drive.
if you use our product for Windows updates, those are very big files. If you're running continuously, you might be really taxing your network. You're probably going to want to set during specified days.
Hours,
Hours,
days,
yeah.
absolutely.
But other than that, since we're just doing this, in our lab environment where we'll choose small installs, continuous is fine.
Yep. Now, depending on, again, just remember the amount that you're actually replicating.
Yep.
All right, we need to pick the primary member, which I like to call El Honcho.
Del Honcho. It is of
Is
the
it
honcho.
Del Honcho?
Of the Honcho.
All right, next. All right, local path. This is where we got to add the folders that are going to be replicated.
Yep.
All
One
right.
with the proper security permissions.
Let's just ignore that for the rest of the webcast, okay? All right, there's bacon. Surprise, surprise. Okay, we're going to give it an okay. And from here, we just give it another okay. There's bacon. It's wonderful. Use existing permissions.
Yeah. The correct ones.
The correct
as
ones.
far as you guys know.
Okay. And if you wanted to replicate multiple folders on site 1, you could do that here. We're going to give it a next. Now you notice site 2 is already ready to go because it knows we're replicating between those 2 sites. You do need to edit this at this point because it's disabled. So we're going to go here and we're going to enable it, and then we do need to pick the folder that we are going to replicate. Notice it's on site 2, bacon.
Yep.
Love the bacon.
Easy to find with the same name.
Yeah. Less confusion, at least for me. And I get confused
We are
fairly easily.
easily confused.
And at this point, we give it a next. Now, once again, I am a big proponent of not reading things, but this I will say read.
Yep. Now we know baseball's at a good price.
Grand Slam, good price. Your group, site 1 and site 2, they both replicate to each other. Continuously replicate with full bandwidth. Pedal to the metal right there. And replicating folders called bacon on site 1 and site 2. We give it a create, and if karma smiles on us, which it did,
All the green check marks.
right there. Give that a close. Now, you might think, oh, here we go. I love that.
Yeah. So this is similar to what you see with group policy. Just because you set it doesn't mean it's going to be everywhere active instantly. And if you work with group policy, it's going to go live at the least convenient time.
Absolutely. All right, so it may take some time for replication to start.
Yep.
That's what that says. That being said, let's go put something out to replicate. So we're going to go into our folder. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, let us go and publish this.
Okay. Oh,
So,
this is a step that we miss every time, apparently. But
yeah,
it's just
I'm surprised I actually remembered it.
we've built it all, but we have to say, hey, it's there.
Yeah. All right, so here it is. We click on Grand Slam. We go to replicated folders. Nothing's published, okay? So at this point, you need to right-click and say Share and Publish in Namespace, okay? That's what we want. Those are the sites that are going to be shared and published. Now we need a folder. So we've got Breakfast, Grand Slam, and Bacon. What should we name the folder?
Eggs.
Eggs?
Or RBI.
Eggs. All right. So basically, eggs and bacon. Breakfast, eggs, and bacon. That's what it's going to be. All right. Actually, that's not how you do it.
Yeah, you want to browse to it.
We got to browse and we got to go pick breakfast.
Breakfast.
I would like some eggs with my bacon, but
Yeah, but unfortunately, this Grand Slam is only bacon.
yep. All right. Browse. Pick the namespace you already have. Our new folder. I guess we can call it eggs right there if we want.
I appreciate you also making a mistake, so it's not just me.
All right, eggs, breakfast eggs, and bacon should be in there. We're going to share this. Again, Karma has smiled on us, so we don't have to do the troubleshooting portion of this at this point.
Green's the best color.
I love it. Love it, love it. All right, we're going to jump over and we're going to put a file in here, and we're going to do just a text document, and we're going to call it insignificant. Did I spell that right?
All
All right, we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll with that. Insignificant. The reason I say that is this is teeny and should replicate very rapidly because there's really nothing in it.
Assuming that warning we got earlier about the, hey, it may take some
Well,
time.
let's find out. Let's go look in our bacon. Not yet. Hasn't done it yet.
All right.
Well, while it's doing that, okay, because this does take a little bit, what do we need to do to get ABBA in there? Let's say this is months down the road.
Yeah, Mr. And
And-
we added third site. Once again, you know what? Your choice. You pick where it's at.
All right, so it's in Europe now.
All right.
Okay, members. We need to go add a new member. Okay, server. A BBA, not
ABB.
ABABA.
Abab.
ABAB. I did that yesterday. All right, and we are replicating this with all the sites.
So we have full mesh, so it makes sense. I'm not sure if it's hub and spoke if you only want to add the honcho site one, but for full mesh, which we recommend anyway, go ahead and just add them all.
And we're going to take the defaults. We want the replication group schedule. Yes, we do.
And we
Bacon. We need to edit this and add
enable it.
enable it and add the folder from ABBA. Bacon. Once again, we pre-built this. Okay, give it an OK. Beautiful. Next. Bacon. Use existing shared folder. Yes, please. Read this one.
All right, looks good to me.
Create.
Yep.
Again, Karma has smiled on us. Or me,
On you, yeah.
maybe.
Well,
All right, with that, let's go see if our replication has done anything yet. Refresh. Not yet.
yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
the issue with doing this one live is sometimes it takes 30 seconds, but now that we're doing it live,
It's gonna take a little bit
It's
longer.
going to group policy us.
But you'll notice right here, here they all are, ABBA Site 1, Site 2, all replicating.
All right, but do we have a question?
Dear Lex and Jordan, would anything be different if I enable cluster shared volume? Sincerely, Henry Winkler, the Fonz.
I have a sneaking suspicion
Hey.
he's going to Colby.
You know, there's a limited amount of knowledge I have on DFS. I got the basic setup, basic know-how, so you can get stuff replicating.
In our case, extreme limit. Let's go to this person that knows stuff.
Colby.
I've never used cluster shared
Oh.
volume, but I saw it when I was looking up another question that we have coming up, and so I don't know if anything would be different. I'm going to assume not, but that's definitely one for Google.
Yeah. If you try it with a cluster chair and you have issues with that, we would love to know, just because that's the information we'd love to get out in future when it comes to this kind of DFS stuff.
Absolutely. Let's take another question.
Hey, Lex and Jordan, and of course, Colby. Is there a speed difference in terms of deploying between hub and spoke and full mesh if you have multiple servers? Sincerely, Jose H.
All right, so ultimately, deploying, right? I don't believe, okay, if we're talking deployment, I'm going to send out Chrome, okay? I'm using the namespace. In fact, we're going to show you in a minute how to set that up and deploy. It's going to pull the local copy. So as soon as that reaches the end node in, say, Site 2, it's going to pull the Site 2 copy, assuming Site 2 set up correctly, and do the deployment there. It's really going to depend on your network, the size of the file.
The only difference I can see that is with hub and spoke, it's going to rely on one machine sending out everywhere, where mesh it could come from replicate.
I guess the replication it could take.
So replication might go faster with mesh just because it could come from lowest cost.
Different sources, that's true.
Yeah, but that is pure speculation. I hope I'm right.
It logically would make sense.
Yep.
Hey, check it out. It actually replicated, and since this is insignificant,
Colby's
Site
social.
to edit 8675309. How many more do I need for social?
Jenny, I got your number.
Anyway, we'll save this, and this should replicate.
We never knew the area code, did we?
No, that never
We
happened.
have some of your number, Jenny.
And there it is. It replicated back to Site 1. So
Yeah, so that's the initial one where it said, hey, it may take some time. After that, since we have continuous, it's going to go very quick.
fairly quick, especially when it's teeny like that. Now, that being said, if you're pushing out a Windows cumulative up, actually, before we get there, let's set up deploy.
All right.
To do it,
Get on my way. Take your
don't even
drink.
think of drinking my
Take
drink.
your drink with you.
All right, so here's how you're going to set up deploy.
All
A
right.
couple of things you need to know about this, right?
Yeah, so first you want to have that set to a pull instead of a push.
Definitely. So you're going to go in.
So just control
actually,
comma?
let's just jump in here and
Also, we want to skip the performance, go straight to the repository.
let's go to the repository.
All right.
Couple things you don't want to do. You don't want to open both folders because
Yeah.
you're going to want to copy all the install files
make
to
it all
your
there.
new
Yep.
location.
Yeah, so this is our repository. We want to go through, and we didn't preemptively open that one because we wanted
Oh,
to
that's
do it
right.
live.
Okay, here we go.
It's
So
web.pdq,
yeah, too many backslashes. So you're going to want to open your namespace.
web.pdq.
Web.pdq.
I said web, I just didn't type it.
Type it.
Type what I say, not what I...
The curse of
Breakfast.
Japanese whiskey. It's hitting you already.
Yep.
And here-
Oh, you just
There's
want-
eggs. Did you see that?
Yep, then there's eggs, what we named
Eggs.
it.
And
Go in there. So,
okay, this we're going to copy. This is the bacon file folder.
yeah, so we're going to copy our existing ones into eggs.
Now, while they're copying, we are going to copy the actual namespace, that file folder path right there.
Yeah, just because we're going to want to change our repository. And this way, future ones that we install will go right to there without having to move them.
Any ones? Yep. When we download them, we go right there. So now you're going to go to
Preferences.
and replace in your repository that. Once you hit save,
Right.
hopefully you don't have a bunch of warning signs on there.
Let's go download something. What is not a large file?
Notepad++.
All right. We can do 64-bit because we're fancy.
Fancy.
All right, so now we download. Oh, we got
Oh,
an
we
error.
got our
which
warning
means
signs.
I may not have saved that correctly.
Well, let's go take a look.
First let's take a look at Site 1. Refresh that. I definitely did not do that right.
All right. Let's go
This is why we should have kept the namespaces
the same.
bacon. Yeah.
Bacon, not eggs.
This is why you don't change things live.
And
It's actually not even there.
Oh, we didn't even copy. Okay, let's try that copy one more time.
Pretty sure I copied that.
I'm okay with agreeing with you there, but let's go back. Okay, so our repository exists on the console in C, user, public.
Yep. Yeah, so I opened that one there and it...
That's okay. So let's keep that one.
Yeah, so that one's still open in here,
Good.
but now
Let's
I
open
have
another
to...
folder.
Yeah, now I have to go and find where our old repository was. Do you have that memorized?
I do. C,
All right.
users, public, documents. And
Oop.
public documents.
Yep. And I lost it.
All right, just go to C. There
Yeah,
you go.
we're
Click
gonna-
it. Click on.
No
click
more typing. I can't do
users.
that.
I like that.
Users, and then you said public.
Yep. P alphabet, right?
There we are.
Draw those
Documents.
reels.
Public documents.
Oh, public documents. That's what I saw.
Public documents. Have an arsenal.
PDQ deploy. All right.
Repository. Now we'll copy these one more time. Control C.
Control C, and then we're going to copy.
Now the
in.
good. Yep. Just paste them right.
But as we're seeing here,
Yep, paste them right there.
but where is the one we did? Where's Notepad++ going?
That is a good question. But see, they're in the right place there.
Yep.
Well, it went to the other. Let's delete Notepad++ and do it again.
No, because I changed the path.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we'll
let's try
find
it one
out.
more time.
All right. We should have just stuck with bacon. This is what
I
happens. when
agree.
you-
This is why you don't change from what you did yesterday.
32-bit because I am definitely less fancy now.
All right, there it is.
Yeah. It's in there. So if we come in and take a look at
There it is.
files, they're all in there. All right.
Okay, let's go jump over to Site 2 and see that real quick.
On site 2.
Right, that
Yep.
guy. There it
They're all
is.
in there. So
Okay, they're replicating. Surprise,
I'm
surprise.
going to be rewatching this to make sure I did in fact copy because I feel like I did.
I think you might have.
I feel like I did. And let's take a look at ABBA, see if that one is actually.
There it is. It's online.
All right,
Okay,
so that one is.
we need to change one more thing.
Yep. We
And
need to once again. This time we'll do options, preferences.
under performance.
And we want to change this to poll. And why would we want to do that?
The reason that is, it's going to send the instructions of where to pull it, and it's going to say, okay, the repository exists in / web PDQ namespace breakfast eggs. Boom. It's going to come from there.
All right. All right.
So-
Do we have any other questions?
That is basically how it's done, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So now we have it. Anything you download to your deploy should be available. All sites. They will pull it down to save you some issues.
Okay, caveat, guys. If you download something big, Windows cumulative update, okay,
Big
big,
time.
it's got to replicate. So don't download it and then instantly start launching it out. Give it time to replicate. All right?
Yeah. Or if you have where it's an auto download, you could set a pre-step where it goes through and tests to see if the new install file is there. Might be a good
Honestly, I
idea.
would just say if it's, just give yourself, a day. Downloads, give it a day to replicate, and usually you're going to be pretty good to go on that. Do we have questions, JJ?
We have one more question.
One
All right,
more
let's go
question.
ahead and hit it.
Yes, our final question, dear Lex and Jordan. SOFS, Scale Out File Server. Not sure exactly what that is. Can you demystify that? Sincerely, the mighty Tim.
Let me show you how I do it.
All right.
We open the Google.
Open Google.
I have no idea, to be honest.
I'm going to
with
save you time. You're opening the Google. Hey, Colby.
Colby, that's
Can
like
you
opening
demystify?
Google, only better.
We have our own Google.
I'm not familiar with this one either, but when I skimmed through it on Google real quick, it does. It's more of a high availability thing.
Okay.
One thing that I did see is it said it can give you more bandwidth. So maybe if you want to increase your concurrent targets, do a whole bunch of deployments at once, it might work in there. I've never tested it. I'm not familiar with it.
Now, speaking of high availability, here's the thing. DFS is going to calculate the least cost route, okay? Which means we got Site 1, Site 2, Site ABBA, right? Now, if the file server is down on Site ABBA and you send that out and it's least cost to Site 2, it's going to go and pull the files from there.
Yep.
Okay, so if you've got multiple servers in there, it's going to figure out the shortest path to go pull those. So, and that's, Microsoft magic.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think you can change the cost for those things
Yes.
manually, but I don't know off the top of my head, so we're not going to dive into that.
yeah, I'd be a little wary of taking my advice on that.
Yeah.
But that's basically setting it up and making it so you can, deploy from, local sites.
Yeah. So this is very handy. So when people are sick of me and they move me elsewhere, I'll still be able to have stuff deployed to me thanks to DFS.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, a couple things to take away today. Don't change things just before you do them live, otherwise you got to troubleshoot like we did today. But the good thing is this, saying a little troubleshooting is good because, got to find out whether or not we really copied stuff, that kind of thing. But again, distributing your file, it's one copy to Site 2 and then deploy the local copy out to everybody. Again, change your performance from push to pull and use your repository with the DFS namespace you just set up.
Don't perform my many mistakes and you should be good to go.
Hey, thanks for watching. I'm Lex.
I'm Jordan.
PDQ.com.
Thanks for joining our webcast today. Congratulations, Jose H. and Henry, possibly Winkler, winners of PDQ swag. Send us your info at webcast@pdq.com. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you back here next week.